Okay, I'm going to call this meeting to order. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And I want to say that today we're going to, the most important thing that's part of the most important part of this meeting today is this next delegation. Madam Clerk.
Thank you. First item are minutes of the Council and Committee meeting held Monday, January 14th. Recommendation is that the committee approve those minutes.
Moved by Councillor Rasmussen, second by Councillor Hodge. All in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously.
The next item on the agenda is a delegation from Mr. Chris Wilson of KidSport Tri-Cities and Operation Red Nose, and he's here to provide an update on both programs.
Thank you for coming, Mr. Wilson.
Thanks. So when they teach you how to do public speaking, they tell you to pretend the audience is wearing underwear. My version is a red nose, so it breaks the ice.
Chances are we're wearing underwear, too. Okay. As soon as I said that, Councillor Reid, I knew it was a mistake.
I've been guilty of being very demanding with council and asking for a lot of things and sometimes telling some of you how you should do your job. So I thought for once it might be nice if I said thank you to you for two things that you've supported, some individually, KidSport especially, the city has been very supportive. So I thought I'd just give you a little bit of a update on where both of them are at and a little bit of history and a thank you. So first is Operation Red Nose. Most of you know Operation Red Nose. It's a safe ride home service provided by volunteers over the Christmas season. We offer it the 4 weekends before Christmas, as well as Councillor Reamer, you're okay to come late because you're a volunteer. 4 weekends before Christmas as well as New Year's Eve. It's a free service, all run by volunteers, but clients are encouraged to provide donations, and all donations go to KidSport. Bit of history. The program started in 1984 in Quebec as a fundraiser for the Laval University swim team, and over the years it's expanded across the country. In 2007, the two Coquitlam Rotary Clubs brought Operation Red Nose to the Tri-Cities and designated KidSport as the charity to receive the funding. Their plan all along was to get it established and then hand it off to KidSport to run it. So for 2 years, KidSport has run it. That's the best. Unfortunately, it's a little cloudy, a fuzzy picture, but this is a bit of a history of how the program is growing, how the revenues have increased. This year was a phenomenal year, partially because we added Burnaby and New Westminster to our sort of territory of operation. But we had a phenomenal increase in volunteers and kilometers driven, donations raised. Maybe not quite the same kind of increase as our property taxes have had, but close. Sorry, I couldn't resist. It's this year we had 262 volunteers over the course of the campaign, which was absolutely phenomenal, and that included 99 volunteers on New Year's Eve. So we were very happy with how it went, and want to thank those of you who volunteered. And Councillor Robinson was also a volunteer for a few nights. KidSport is interrelated because all the funding or all the donations from Operation Red Nose go to KidSport. It's a volunteer organization that raises money to subsidize sport registration fees for families who can't afford to play sports. And it was, the way it works is there's a very simple application process for families to access the funding, just a one-page application. The financial need is confirmed by a professional in the community who understands the family's financial situation. Often it's a principal or counselor, doctor, accountant. And assuming that the family is in need, then we issue a grant directly to the sport organization. It was brought to Coquitlam by the city in 2005, which was showed a lot of foresight, and I really appreciate the city in bringing it to Coquitlam then. At the time, the city provided a staff member to the committee, which was extremely helpful in getting the program established, providing it the credibility that we needed. And over the last 5 years, the city has made a commitment to the program through the active grants. So the last 5 years, we've gotten $5,000 a year from the city for subsidizing these registration fees. So that's been phenomenal. As well, the city has supported us by helping us put on our very first used equipment sale ever. A lot of you remember Tom Crawshaw. At the time, Tom was very helpful in getting us established to host our sale in the old curling rink at the Poirier Leisure Centre. So the city's been extremely supportive over the years, and we couldn't have achieved the growth and success that we have without your help. This is a graph of the grants that we've issued over the years. So the first full year of operation was 2006. We gave out 24 grants. We were pretty proud of ourselves and thought we were making a huge difference. And last year we gave out, it was actually 612 grants. I just didn't have time to change the graph. 612 grants that we gave out last year to families in the Tri-City area. And in terms of dollar amounts, first year was about $2,500. Last year we gave out just over $124,000 to families in the area. The impact, this was a letter we got from Sebastian, who really appreciated the grant that we gave him so that he could play baseball. The impact is pretty huge. I know sport isn't maybe the most important thing in a struggling family's life, but for these kids, it provides them an opportunity to stay active, an opportunity to feel like they're a member of a team, that they're not left out. A lot of these kids often feel like they don't fit in because they don't always have the nicest clothes, or they don't have the latest iPod or cell phone. And what KidSport does is it allows them to make them feel like they're part of a team, and provide them the skills and, well, the life skills that all kids get by playing sports. Some of our partners and sponsors, the Dominic Mobilio Foundation has been hugely supportive. They have a big golf tournament every year that I know some of you have played in. The Rotary Club of Coquitlam Sunrise in particular. Various sport associations. A lot of the sport associations now, when you register your child to play a sport, on the registration form, either online or the paper form, you have an opportunity to donate to KidSport while you're registering. The Coquitlam Curling Association has helped us put on our Curling Bonspiel fundraiser for the last few years. Canadian Tire Jumpstart is a program very similar to KidSport, but they also provide funding to KidSport. Tri-City News and the Now newspaper have been extremely supportive in promoting Operation Red Nose and our equipment sales. The City of Coquitlam, the City of Port Coquitlam, and the school district, very supportive. Thrifty Foods has been a great sponsor. John B. Pub has been phenomenal. We, during the Canucks playoff run a couple years ago, we did 50-50 draws once a week during the playoffs, and we were able to raise over $8,000 through those 50-50 draws, thanks to the John B. Pub. Chamber of Commerce has been very, very supportive. Westminster Savings has been a major sponsor of KidSport in general across the Lower Mainland, and they've also come on as a title sponsor of our 2 equipment sales. And even though Councillor Robinson's not here, the Tri-City Oscar Night has also been very supportive. We provide the valet parking for it, and we're one of the charities last year. Boulevard Casino, again, has been extremely supportive of Operation Red Nose. Technically, they're not allowed to contribute to any kind of youth programming, so they don't fund KidSport, but they're a great supporter of Operation Red Nose. And then the Coquitlam Classic Golf Tournament has also been very supportive to KidSport. We provide the Safe Ride Home service and are given a grant because of that. So these are the kinds of kids that we support, and the smile on their faces, I think, says it all. And I just wanted to, again, thank you very much for all your support that some of you individually have given, and the city in general has given to both KidSport and Operation Red Nose.
Outstanding. Thank you very much, Chris. I must also take the opportunity to thank those volunteers, because I got to do it myself again this year. I try to do at least one shift every year, and got to see, hundreds of volunteers this time, particularly on New Year's Eve. It was an incredible, an enormous success, and we saw people who had never done it before come out to Operation Red Nose and do it. I know Councillor Reamer was there as well, as Councillor Robinson, and we had a lot of fun. A great program. KidSport itself, I can't speak about the value of sport to young kids, particularly young kids who might not have much in their lives, and to be able to keep them in sport as long as possible is a laudable goal. And on behalf of Coquitlam City Council, we thank you very much for the work that you and the organization does.
Thank you.
And as I said, after a presentation like that, I think we should just call the meeting adjourned.
I apologize if the only reason you got together was for that.
No, I wish the only reason we got together was for this. We have more meetings coming up, and well, actually right now, in fact, but we'll be moving into another meeting and meetings all the rest of the day. But thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you again.
Councillor Reid moves adjournment. Okay, seconded by Councillor Asmundson. All in favor? Opposed? Carried unanimously.